Hi, I'm host Eric, and I'm interviewing JC tonight. So, JC, tell me, do you like persimmons?
Who's persimmons?
It's a kind of
Oh, is
fruit.
that tail? Oh wait. Oh, wait, is it fruit?
Yeah, it's kind of fruit. Persimmons. They make bread
Oh,
out
I've
of
never
them.
had it.
Oh, you never had them. Well,
No.
I'll fill you in on a little secret. They're gross.
Mm.
Don't try to get one. Um, so you're somebody, as we've talked about before, who has had some hardship in life and such, and I'm curious as to your take on the waiting thing. So I often feel like I'm waiting for something to get to where it's supposed to be, quote unquote, in life before I'll finally be ready to put a handle on shit. Um, do you have an equivalent feeling ever, or do you feel like you're where you ought to be right now, existing?
Um, I definitely don't think that I'm where I want to be. Um, I don't know if I mean, there are some things that I'm waiting for, but I don't know if that's how I would describe my current state in life, like
Did
waiting for something to happen.
do you know if something like okay? Do you have something like this where it's, for example, for me, I've got a couple things in sort of the future that are hopefully going to happen, which is at varying degrees of likelihood. So, number one being, I'm waiting on a check to come through. That's like minor practical stuff, but it matters. That's certain, and I have to wait for it. So that's one kind of waiting. Another thing is I'm waiting for the school year to start and get rolling back at work and stuff, and that's a more of a combination of things, not just an event. But of course, that too provides additional resource for me to do shit with. And then a third thing I'm waiting for to happen is to like have there. It's all resource based shit. Like, well, if I get enough revenue stream from this thing over here, then I can actually implement this plan, which is going to cost a lot because I want to implement that one. And like the milk lab
Right.
thing, I've got these projects set up like that. So I've got date benchmarks coming forward in my brain that mean things to me. Some of which may come true, some of which may not. How about you?
Okay. Yeah, I guess in that sense, I kind of have that. Like, I have a certain events need to happen in order for things to go the way I want them to go. Yeah,
For example, if
definitely.
you
I
don't
would
go
even
poo, you'll get constipated.
sure.
Oh, you're talking about
That's
more
not what I was.
important things. Oh, okay. You're talking about life
Yeah,
important things. Okay.
yeah. But it's pretty much like you said. Like, I need money in order to do this one thing, so I'm kind of waiting to save enough to do that thing or something like that.
Have you considered doing like scrambly shit? Because with me and my money situation right now, I've been thinking about money a lot. Been thinking about I mean, for somebody who's advocates a lot that we don't take money and redistribute it and stuff. I I know what it feels like to be broke. It's not fun at all. And you know,
No, no, it's not. I'm currently broke.
me
My
too.
current state.
So, are you planning on getting or on like working down there or something in Georgia?
Um,
Or are you waiting to get out?
both. I'm waiting for both concurrently. I was working at a job. I was a daycare teacher, and then I wasn't working there anymore, and now I have another job at a different daycare doing the same thing.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's what I'm doing for now. I mean, it's really hard to get a job down here. It's like really, really hard to get a job down here. So,
Well, I mean, I will definitely hire you to do certain TWFP shit, but I can't find anybody who wants this job. I'll give it to you. I offer it to you as well. Offer it to a few different people. I need somebody to to be an admin and go through the old videos and tag them properly and put thumbnails and shit up there on them. And we could talk pay or whatever. But I mean, that's something that I could probably afford right now, even if we were paid. I could afford to get some of it anyway, if it's work you want to do. I don't know if it is, but it's like I have too much other shit to deal with to go back to. I never get around to it. I just never get around to it. I keep saying, Eric, go do some old videos now. Go fix those problems. Go put some cards in. Do the shit that they always say you should do on YouTube. Optimize it, But
Right.
it's just a pain in the ass. Anyway, think about it. You can talk to me about it later, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, let me ask you some more questions about other things. So, tell me, you went to college, you studied music, obviously, and learned how to sing. Prior to entering college, I hear you were tone deaf. Is that true?
Prior to college, I probably sang more in high school than I did in college. Even though I was a music major. Is that weird?
So, I mean, I'm a little bit jealous / in awe of you successfully having gotten a music major. They're not easy. That's a real degree. That's not a bullshit English degree. I assume you know how to read.
Why? What do you mean by it? So I don't know, because a lot of people would argue differently. They'd say, music. Why'd you go to school for music? You should have went to school for, science or something. Because music, you can just, if you can sing, you can sing.
You can't bullshit it. You can't bullshit it. I could bullshit I could bullshit an English paper. There's no way in hell I could bullshit Circle of Fifths or bullshit reading music. I mean, I can't read music, right?
Right.
I can read it a little bit. I can read it, but I can read it like a baby. Like, okay, A, that's an A, that's a C, that's a D sharp. Okay, so what chord is that?
Right.
That's how I have to read it.
So I feel like I BS music sight reading. That's what I feel like I did.
You BS your sight reading?
I don't know how I got through it, but I mean, I guess I'm an okay sight reader, but it didn't feel like I was an okay sight reader. It was like, whoa, interesting.
It's a weird skill to
like
have,
sight
right?
reading.
It's a really weird
it's cool.
skill. Yeah.
It's like reading. It's exactly like reading a book, but you're singing. It's great. I like it. I like being able to sing it versus play it.
Well, I can do it with a comp book, of course, the guitar, and I have comp books around here, but those just say like the name of the chord. They don't actually have sheet music. It just says like C, G7, F major 7 or whatever, like the chord names.
Right, chord names.
I think that's why I guess reading music is not. I mean, it's kind of unnecessary in a post-recording world, where you have recordings of shit, you've got names of chords that serve for the comp person, and it just is almost always easier if somebody can either sing the melody or play it for you to learn it that way than to learn it by sheet music, unless you're really good at reading music, in which case I guess that would be not the case. But I mean, I think everybody learns how to learn stuff by ear, pretty much.
Things by ear before you learn how to sight read. But I'm probably quicker. Like if it's a brand new song, if you hand me the sheet music, I could probably pick it up quicker just singing it with the sheet music. Yeah, than I can learning it on the piano. Maybe about the same amount of time.
It would be an interesting experiment. If I were to come up with a melody here, attempt to transcribe it to sheet music, and send it to you, and have you sing it, and see if it comes out the same. I'm not talking about a long song. I'm talking about like a couple of maybe 8-16 bars of something, like a melody line.
See, here's the difference. Here's the difference between sight reading and learning by ear. Learning by ear, I can only hold so much in my head. So like I'm gonna have to learn it phrase by phrase. But if you give me like a thick piece of sheet, like a few pages long song, I'll be able to sing the whole song. You know what I'm saying? Like I won't have to learn the whole song. I'll be able to read the whole song.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty
So
cool.
it kind of depends.
That's pretty cool. But the thing is, how often are you going to be asked to perform a song that you've never heard before?
You're not. But like, okay, for like my concerts in college, the music was really difficult. It was extremely difficult, and I wouldn't have the songs memorized. I wouldn't have all the notes memorized. And like we got to hold the music for the concert. Now, we practiced these songs lots and lots of times because they were extremely difficult. But come concert day, it was not 100% memorized. It was like maybe 90% memorized. And we held the music.
Was it like classical music?
Yeah, it was classical.
Hey, do you know that song? Oh, please be sweet, my chickadee, 'cause even though you're no longer 3, you're delightful, you're delicious, you're lovely. You know that song?
No. Who sings it?
It's, I think it's that guy who wrote a million fucking songs. Not Nat King Cole, but Count Basie, maybe? I think it's Count Basie. Okay. And
I'm like, it sounds like a pretty standard jazz tune.
But the part of it I like, this is the trippiest melodic thing I think in any song I ever heard. It goes, you can tell at a glance what a swell night it is for. Fuck, I fucked it up. Let me try it again. It's hard, right? That's what I like about it. It's like I have trouble singing it. You can tell at a glance what a swell night it is for romance. You can hear dear Mother Nature murmuring low. Let yourself go. That's how it goes. That's fucking. It's like the interval thing, and that's in that part, which is the bridge between the main parts. It's really hard to sing. It's very hard to get all those notes, right? Because
Yep.
It's a lot of fucking notes.
Right. And like you might think you know it, but once you have the music in front of you, you just feel so much better about life.
I feel that way when I have the lyrics in front of me when I'm singing. I know all the songs, but I don't necessarily remember all the words.
They're on the music.
Oh, okay, well, I get the lyrics part. What I can't remember any of my raps. I can remember my singing songs, fine, but I can't remember the rap parts to my raps. I have to practice them.
That makes sense. That makes sense because like with rap songs, there's like no like melody technically. Like you're not every word is associated with a note, so you have to memorize the words. Where like with the song, the tune helps you to memorize the words. It's almost like it's a mnemonic device, like with kids.
Right. Well, it solidifies where the spot should be on the rhythm too, in the with the singing. Because with rapping, I guess the other problem is I'm in the habit of only freestyling. I never write any. So the rap songs I do have that are rap songs, I have to learn the freestyle, and then
right.
You know, and it's hard to do it the same way every time. It's interesting to note that's why I'm glad I do it that way instead of trying to write them. Is because there's weird, fucking tricky, convoluted constructions and rhyme things that happen because I'm trying to scramble, frantically my way out of this bad turn I made somewhere, and sometimes it comes out and I pull it off. And when I don't pull it off, I usually just trash those takes or something. So then when you go to try to repeat it, it's like, who the fuck came up with that? That makes no sense at all.
Who wrote that?
Uh,
That was
so,
horrible.
um, did you? What were you at a school that had a big music program, or were you at a regular liberal arts school that just had a music program?
It was a regular liberal arts school. That being said, the music program was pretty decent, especially the music education program. There were a lot of music ed majors, which
People
is
were going
what
to go teach music.
which was what my intention was going in.
I see.
Yeah.
But you didn't do that?
No, I did not.
You're like, I fucking hate kids. Fuck that.
Actually, and now I work with kids, and I never actually said I hate kids. That's not why I didn't do music ed.
Just a joke.
I probably should have done music ed, actually, but I didn't.
I don't think you should have.
Why?
Because music's pure. You don't want to muddy it with something else, like education. Music's
But I'm
pure and good and
teaching,
true.
right? All I do all day is sing songs to little kids.
So, I mean, like the thing is, here's the other problem with music education. The best music education I could have gotten, and the only education I've ever given to anybody, which I gave to Trenton the other day, was my piece of advice, which is, if you want to play music, get a guitar, learn one chord, and start singing over that right away. And then, when you get bored with that, figure out, lift a couple of those fingers up and see what happens. And then sing over that. And then go back and forth. Make it rhythmically sound. Worry about rhythm.
My guitar skills are very, very horrible.
Oh, your guitar skill? You play the guitar as well?
What?
Do you play the guitar too?
No, I don't play the guitar. It's bad.
But you have one and you fool around on it at least.
I have one and I fool around, but I don't play it. No.
But listen, I mean, some of the best guitar things in any given track or whatever could just be you on the bottom E string just going bum, 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 bum. You know, it's just like, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, you know? Especially with a voice like yours, you don't have to do a whole hell of a lot on the guitar to be a powerful singer-songwriter type instantly, you know? And it does give you a little bit of an advantage in terms of presentation. It allows you to present in that context as well. So if like the context calls for sitting down with an acoustic guitar, you could do that. And then if it doesn't, you could stand up in front of a band or something, you know?
Right. But yeah, I'm a little bit better on piano. So
Oh, you play the piano too, huh? So,
well, I had to learn piano in school.
have you learned Russ and Steven yet?
No, I don't even think I've listened to it.
Well, I'm gonna show you how to play it right now. Okay, I am.
Sure, it's easy.
It's piece of cake. Piece of cake. Easy song. I only know how to play one song on the piano. It's the one song I've ever made up on the piano. Okay. And it's the only thing I know how to play on the piano. So here it goes. I'll be right back. Stupid Eric. It was already plugged in. Silly guy. Alright. The greatest piano song of all time. About to be experienced in all of its glory by one famous person, JC. You go from Power Grand to, where's the soft one? Warm Grand. back into the main part again. That's how it goes. So there you go, JC. The greatest piano song of all time.
Very good.
Thanks. As you can see, I'm not a very sound piano player, but I do get the gist of the instrument. I know where the chords are, you know.
Yeah.
And I like to play the piano. It feels so different than playing the guitar, you know? It's such a different experience.
The piano, it makes sense with my musical, like, when you know theory, the piano makes sense because you know theory. I mean, the guitar, like, it does and it doesn't. Like, I can't, it doesn't fit well with musical theory is all. But I get it. You have to know chords.
Right, it's chord driven. I mean, the thing is, with the piano, I don't think of the piano in terms of notes. I think of them as like skip, 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 black key, or you know, or skip, skip, nothing, black key would be another thing I might think.
Right. I mean, sometimes I'll think of the piano as chord driven as well. Like, but I think it's easiest just to think of it as notes because I could figure out the chord. Like, I don't have chords memorized in my head. Like if you ask me all the notes of a chord, I like kind of have to go through my head and figure it out. Like, oh, this, and then I can play it out on the piano.
I wouldn't know the notes, but I could play it on the guitar without knowing the notes because I know the chord.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's what annoys me with the guitar. I'm like, I know the notes, but I don't know the fingering. I don't know where those notes are. They're all over the place on the guitar.
Right, and of course, I mean, I think it's true of piano as well, but different voicings make a huge difference in the guitar, and I think that's something people don't understand. They think like, oh, I can put a C and it can interchange this other C here and it's fine. In my book, it's not fine at all because the reason I chose that voicing of C is because it sounds that way, you know? It's one thing that I had fights about with my guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
I think piano, well, this is probably the same. Like the F, if you voice it like this versus like this, then it sounds a little different.
It sounds a little different, but I understand it's not as drastic.
Nandi, what up? What's going on?
Hello.
We're talking about music. Let's get your violin in here.
Okay.
Eric played his piano song.
I know you missed it.
Oh, the
Russ and Steven.
Yeah, I like that one. I really like that one.
Thank you, Nandi. JC doesn't agree with you. JC doesn't like it.
No. I just like that one chord progression.
The chord progression?
Yeah. I don't remember what part of it is, but I like yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward song. It just, you know, it's like, what's that called? A honky tonk or something style piano, I guess. What do you call that style of piano? What do you call that, JC?
I don't know what it's officially called.
Pooh style?
But it's very, very entertaining. Like, it's very The Entertainer. Like,
oh yeah, it's like that kind of style. Yeah, whatever that's called.
Yeah, that's why like this is so like The Entertainer.
Right, it's like that kind of piano. Anyway, it's just about it's got a serious theme. It's about cheese delivery. So, let's end this video and let's start a new one when JC, Nandi, and host Eric talk about whatever JC and Nandi want to talk about.